Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal read for someone who reached out and they contacted me and told me that they're a lot older and they're just at this place in life where they just really feel like something's gone wrong and like they're just not really where they want to be at all, and they just feel like there's just been a lot of loss and there's been just so much that's happened, and this person just really wants to find a way out and find a way to regain control over their life, and just really wants to know kind of like where it all went wrong and what they can do to get everything back in order in the way they like it to be. They're just at this point where they feel like their life hasn't really turned out the way they wanted it to. And I'll be honest, the first time I ever saw a psychic, of course, before I started doing this, I was in a really similar place in my life. And so, I was really touched when I read your reading, because I felt really, or your question, because I felt like, man, I totally know how this feels. And I think it takes a lot of courage and strength to reach out and to ask for help. And I think it's a sign of real integrity and character. So just know that before this reading begins that, that's awesome that you're thinking about wanting to improve yourself. And a lot of times it just starts with a thought. It just starts with inspiration or just a longing, a desire. It all starts with that desire inside. And so, congrats on doing something, on reaching out. And I really hope this message resonates, but just be aware that maybe there'll be parts of it that don't resonate. And a lot of times during these personal reads, messages will come through that are for other people. So if you're watching this reading and this isn't your personal read, but you felt like maybe you should just click on it for some reason, then stay tuned, all right? Because maybe there's some messages in here for you as well. So as I was shuffling, I got a message to draw 10 cards for you from my Wildwood deck. That's more cards than I usually am asked to draw, so hopefully we can get through this. And of course I pulled some cards from my Doreen Virtue Goddess Guidance deck. There's two things that really stuck out to me when I first drew all these cards. And the first one, of course, is this card right here. And I just see that at the root of a lot of these issues you're going through is a lack mentality, And I don't know really how else to explain this, but when you look around at life and all you see is the lack, like, oh, you just see the smog in the sky, and you see, oh, they're always doing construction here, and oh man, we don't have enough, and that costs too much money, and no, like, we probably can't because I can't afford it. And I mean, I don't even want to say these words out loud, but you know what I'm saying? That's a lack mentality. When you're just thinking there's never going to be enough. And a lot of times lack mentality can get people to get into some really weird habits with their money, where when they get their paycheck, they just blow it all, because it's like this subconscious self-sabotage thing tied to like your belief about money, thinking that you're just never going to have enough. And so you just kind of create that situation for yourself. I've met people who honestly made way less money than me, but it seemed like they had more. Like they had a car, they had a house, like they had their shit together. And they had nice things, and they went on vacation and stuff, and I was just like, how do they do it? But it's just because they're being good stewards with their money. So I am seeing that, you kind of are stuck in a self-sabotaging cycle, and you just see a lot of lack everywhere, and you don't think there's room for you here. You don't feel like there's a place for you. You feel like you got left behind. And that's exactly how I felt a few months ago, and sometimes, I'll be honest, I'm still working on getting out of this mindset myself. I see how this mindset creates blocks for me though, because I've spent time practicing having an abundant mindset, and I've actually seen that, like attracts like. So if you're really focused on abundance and you're looking around and you're seeing, ooh, the trees and the sky and the birds, and oh wow, that person, I mean, that's amazing, they have such a huge house, like maybe I could have one like that one day. You never know, like, or you never know, today could be the day I won the lottery, or you know what, I think I am gonna pay an extra $4 for that because I'm worth it, and I am gonna get some guac on this because who cares if it's $2.75 extra, like I can afford it, I have the money, like I'm, that's kind of more of an abundant mindset, you know, and it's all about balance, because of course you don't want to go around spending money like it's water and wasting everything and thinking that you could afford stuff when you probably can't. But technically you really can't afford anything you want. It's just your choice or not what you buy and what you spend your money on. And I think there's just a lot of stuff tied up to money with you. And also feeling just kind of like there's just no one who could love you and no one who could understand and no one who could fully support you the way you want to be supported. And honestly, that's probably was true. That was probably true for you for most of your life, you know, starting with your parents and then, you know, continuing on that pattern into relationships. And so that's been your only experience, so that's all you know. So I'm not saying it's like irrational that you think this way, but it just seems like a block here. And really, I think overall what this spread is challenging you to do is challenging you to try to, like, why not try to see the glass half full for a while? Why not pretend like you really are living in an abundant, limited universe? Why not consider that perhaps there is something up there that has your back and that you can, you know, why not consider that if you pray, the prayers are being answered? Why not try praying? Why not try asking? Why not try letting the problems solve themselves? Why not try opening to receive the answers you're looking for? Maybe try just like a different mindset for a while. And if it doesn't work, fine. You can go back to the way you're thinking and just be like, well, that didn't work. I proved it. Cool. But I was at this place here and it was just a very ego mindset. And I got so fucked because what happens is you just spiral down and down and down, and you get to this really dark place where you basically just want to give up on life. And that's what happened to me. But then I decided to just try things because I was in such a dark place that I was trying anything to just get myself out of it. And that's when I kind of stumbled upon like the law of attraction and like magic and like that kind of stuff. Like I was on Pinterest and I saw these like spells and like I thought it was cool, and I was like, well, I'm really fucking broke right now, so I'm just gonna do this money spell and see what happens. And lo and behold, it worked. And I started researching more, I started trying more, I started having really good results basically from praying, from meditating, from trying spells, from like dabbing into this whole spiritual shit, and from doing affirmations, from, you know, having mantras, from telling myself, you know what, I am worthy. You know what, maybe I could be that one person who does. You know what, maybe, I don't know how I'm gonna get the money, but somehow I am. And that kind of shit. Like, I just started kind of being more positive and trying to believe in shit more. And it's kind of a really basic way of saying it. But it did kind of work out for me. And so I'm not saying, oh, just be positive and all your problems will go away here, but it's a mindset. You're stuck in this mindset, and you need to know that whatever you believe, you'll receive. So you need to work on your beliefs here, your subconscious beliefs, because whatever's in your subconscious, that's what's going to manifest in your reality. And so, yeah, your subconscious is fucked right now. It's okay. It's hurt. There's probably a little, you know, child inside of you that's hurt. You know, your inner child is probably just really scared and afraid of everybody and everything, and that's okay. My inner child is really scared too, and so what I'm doing is I'm trying to find ways to really nurture it and be playful and just give myself the childhood I never had. What you need to do here is you need to give yourself the love you never had. You need to, you know, give yourself the childhood that you never had, because I just feel like you had to grow up way too fast. And I do feel this sense like you have a lot of time on your hands, and maybe you don't perceive it that way because you're in the lack mentality, but I do feel like you do have a lot of time. And so you need to get out of your rigid routine and your rigid schedule and find a way to just kind of just stop and smell the roses, go to a petting zoo, like go to an aviary and you know, look at all the birds, or, you know, get a new pet or something and start, you know, learning how to care for something else and really be there for it. And I don't know, I'm kind of seeing like this need for love and self-love in your life, and to just go easy on yourself, because all that stuff is just stuff that happened to you that got in your head and started kind of repeating itself on a loop. And so your life has just been this cycle. You've just kind of been on a loop. But you can break the cycle. And it's going to start with this love that you're going to find for yourself. It's going to be just like patience and gentleness and realizing that you're not the problem, and that you can change and that it's never too late. And then it's going to go to the next level with you just really starting to love life. Just find the things you love, like the passions. And even if it's something silly, like who cares if people thinking you have like a quarter life or end life crisis, whatever. Go take a painting class or singing class or dancing classes or cooking lessons or whatever. Adult education, everyone's doing it these days. So you don't feel weird about like trying to learn new things. I'm just seeing like, free yourself from the prison that you're in. Like only you can free yourself and be the person that you needed when you were a child. Become that person for yourself and become your own lover. I know that sounds crazy, but seriously, like buy yourself some amazing clothes that you feel fucking awesome in and makes you feel sexy. I don't care how old you are, you need to feel sexy. It's important. With some new underwear, some new shoes, get your hair cut somewhere different, just have a change and, really go experience your life because it's so beautiful that we're here and we have this time. Anyways, I'm tangenting. There's 10 cards here, so it's a lot of information, but you need to get in touch with your shadow side and accept it. Like maybe you have been kind of a grumpy oaf to a lot of people, and maybe you have scared a lot of people away because you're afraid to love yourself, and no one really ever loved you when you were younger, the way that you really, not unconditionally, the way you deserved, and so you're just afraid of it and you push it away. It's really natural. I do it too. I mean, I still push away my partner sometimes, so I'm not judging you at all. This is just what I'm seeing here. You're really afraid of love, and but you're willing to face your shadow, so that's pretty awesome. I mean, you're willing to turn and look, and even if you're afraid and you don't like what you see, it's gonna be okay, because whatever happened to you and however you became, it is what it is, and you can easily become something else. Like you still have the chance to grow into your greatest version. So by looking at your shadow and by kind of looking back on your past, you're realizing all this darkness that's inside yourself. But that's just one side of yourself. I feel like you really understand the dark side of yourself because you're so hard on yourself, you're so critical. So you don't really need to spend any more time like analyzing what went wrong, and you just know that because of how you were treated, because of this lack mentality, it really brought out this side of you. And but now you're wanting something different. Now you're transforming into something new, just by looking at this in the eye is how you do this. So I do see there's a awakening in you. There's a rebirth, and it's ironic because it's happening way later for you in life, but it happens at different times in life for everyone. I was a completely different person a couple years ago before I had my awakening. And honestly, all an awakening is just you wake up one day and you look around and everything is just different. You see life completely different, and you know that you're changing, and you can feel it inside you, and you can see it around you, and there's more out there, and it's pretty much an awakening to say it in basic terms. It's very spiritual for people. For other people, it's more personal. It's a shift, and after it, your life is never the same. So hold on to your seat because things are about to get crazy, But you just need to know that you're the one who's creating this for yourself, because boredom is what leads to the downward spiral of feeling hopeless and despair, or even just apathetic, or just, you're bored because you're stuck in your routine. So you need to start, doing something different. Like get up in the morning and turn some music on and have a fancy breakfast, or call a friend, or if you have any, or whatever, start a blog or something and blog every morning about whatever you want. I just think you need to really just start approaching your life differently, and it really is just about the little things, like the place you eat your breakfast, or the decorations you have on the wall. Switch them up, pick different colors. Like, do you always get coffee here? Try a different place. I mean, unless that place is the best, I get it, but maybe try just mix up your life. Add some spice is what you need here. And yep, you need clearance. There's a lot of people that have hurt you, and my best advice for clearance is to just go on YouTube and look up waterfall sounds and just lay down on your bed and listening to the waterfall sounds in your ears with earphones if you can. Imagine yourself laying beside a waterfall, or even in a waterfall with the water pouring on you. And what you'll do is you'll imagine whoever hurt you or whoever you're upset at or angry with, imagine them in front of you, and the water is still pouring on you, and so your vision's kind of blurred. So if it's hard for you to really imagine this person, just kind of, make the vision kind of blurry with water kind of separating you. But what you're going to do is you're going to talk to this person in your head, and you're going to tell them, you're just going to let them have it. You're going to tell them why you're upset. You're going to tell them why they're wrong. You're going to tell them why, what they did hurt you and how effed up it was, or that you still miss them, and you're just going to tell them whatever you need to tell them, and don't hold back, And then after, what you're going to do is you're going to say, I'm sorry, I forgive you, thank you, I love you. I'm free and you are free. And you're going to imagine yourself, like with this axe here, cutting the cords that are between you and this person. And then you're just going to keep doing it whenever you think about them, whenever you feel guilty or ashamed or afraid or nervous or sad or whatever, upset, you just lay down and do that meditation. And I've been doing it for a year now, and there's some people that I seriously don't even think about anymore, and it's like there's been a healing, and I know they feel it too, like it's been lifted, So even if you can't actually solve these things with people in real life, you can solve it with them in the 3D. And there is a part of them that will feel it no matter what, and that there is an actual real healing that's taking place. And so, that's the beautiful thing about healing, is you don't have to actually be talking to the person if they won't, or you don't talk to them anymore. You can still kind of go back and figure it out. So I recommend that. For other people, that's a bit much. Some people just like to write letters and then burn them. Find your own healing ritual and find a way to clear this, and this side of you will kind of balance out more. You'll balance the dark and the light by doing this. And if you're bored and you got time on your hands, this is definitely something you can do. They're just saying, this is a card that's just emphasizing this. It's right next to it saying, like, you really need to do this healing, man. Like, even if it seems kind of sissy or kind of like, I don't know, just way too spiritual or something, like, just do it. Like, I recommend it to anyone. You gotta find a way to cut the cords with people, or else it just keeps affecting you and draining your energy, And also, these are just some more tips. Generosity. Find ways you can be generous with yourself and with others. You know what I mean? If you want an extra scoop of ice cream on your ice cream cone, go for it. If you see someone in need, and usually you just walk right past people who are homeless, but this time you feel like you should give them $1, give them $1. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're generous with life and with others, the universe is generous with you. So you need to open to receive too. Why not, if you want something or just open to receive it. Some days I just wake up so closed off and so upset and so bitter, and I have to literally tell the universe, you know what? Today I'm open to receive love. I'm open to receive abundance. I'm open to receive opportunities. I'm open to receive miracles. I'm open to receive surprises. I'm open to receive, just kind of say intentions and of what you want out of life, because life really does answer to you. Ask and you shall receive. But we can block our blessings. Sometimes, people come and they want to help, or they want to talk, or they offer things, and we're so prideful we just want to say no, and we don't need help, and turn them all away and stuff. So we need to really open up to receive here. I see that there is a love coming into your life, and I know you might laugh or think that's kind of silly. I also see like there could be someone already in your life, because that's how close it is. I feel like this person's coming into your life soon, or they're already in your life. And, you need to be open to think that maybe there could be something out there for you, an opportunity for love. Or maybe there's someone in your life who's trying to open you up more, and you need to be open to this person. So just trust your gut. If there's a name coming up or there's a person you're thinking about, then excuse me, it could be that person. But I think that there is someone coming into your life. But I think it's going to be after you mix your schedule up a little bit and kind of start working on this whole self-love thing, you know? This year is just talking about, you know, ground yourself a little bit and start working on yourself, because obviously that's what this reading is asking you to do, to really just start making some changes. But, you know, traveling could help too. I don't know if you're in a position to travel, because this reading isn't giving me a lot about your finances other than just the lack that's going on here. But, you know, if you work on this, obviously you're going to be getting some more abundance. You will have some more money. Or you'll be getting better at how to handle your money. So I do see some travel coming into your future, and maybe that's how you're going to meet this person. So yeah, and I'm getting chills actually. I don't know if you can see those, but yeah, that's pretty interesting here. So yeah, I'm even getting chills on my legs. So yeah, I'm kind of picking up right now on some traveling you might be doing here. So that's really exciting. That's good news, because I'm kind of slowing down here and realizing that there's just I'm like, you got to do this and this and this. Yeah, you know, you got a lot of work here to do. But you know, the last message for you in this reading is to take it one step at a time. Okay, because this is pretty overwhelming here, that you're going to have to change your whole life and the way that you see it and everything, but it's going to be the best. I mean, you're going to have these awesome adventures, and, you know, this is not going to be a boring life for you. You know, if you feel like you got the short end of the stick and everything fell apart, well, you know, a lot of times when it looks like everything's falling apart, everything's really just coming together. And there's a reason that they call it the golden years. You know, you've got your shit figured out, you've been through your hardships, and you know, you're the one who gets to decide what this is going to mean for you. And you can look back at everything, and instead of seeing, all the tragedies and all the horrors and all the bad things, you're going to be able to look back and see the good things and see how out of all of it, it's what made you who you are, and it's what's taken you to the place you're at today, and it's what's helped grow you into the wise person you are. So I do see that you're a really wise person, and you're smart, and you're introspective, you know, and you're even a bit of an overthinker. So that's probably how you got to this situation of reaching out to like an internet psychic and wondering like what's going on. I hope that this can help you, you know, but I see that no matter what choices you make here, this awakening is happening right now. Whether you realize it or not, you know, you're being opened up, and this journey is just going to take you. You're going to find yourself traveling. You're going to find yourself looking at things different, and you know, this is just a huge opportunity for you right now to do some of this clearance, to, you know, really heal and just go easy on yourself and stop punishing yourself. You know, that unfortunately when you were a child, I just feel like there was someone or some people around you who really just got some stuff into your head about, you know, you're not being a good person, or you're a bad kid or something, or and unfortunately that kind of stuff sticks with you. It sticks with you for a while, and it gets into your brain, because when you're that young, your brain is like a sponge soaking everything up, and when you get older, if you don't really do this clearance and work on that healing and do therapy and cutting the cords and writing the letters and burning them and you know, and you don't start doing affirmations and, you know, kind of brainwashing yourself back into positivity, that's just going to be your default for your brain. And unfortunately, you were just programmed to self-sabotage. So you need to recognize it's not you. Like, that's not you. You know what I'm saying? That was just, unfortunately, something that's probably been handed down in your family for generations, and you could probably trace it back to like the war, or like the Great Depression, or I don't know like what country you're in either, so it could be something crazy that happened that, you know, kind of started handing down these problems and these fears and this chaos. But, you know, this isn't you. Don't beat yourself up that you went so long in life not knowing this, but just know now you can become conscious and you can move forward. You can heal from all the horrible things that people said and did to you, and you can go on to be a kind, generous person, and you'll attract love, you'll attract abundance, you'll attract harmony, you'll receive opportunities, because ultimately, as within, so without. However you are on the inside is what's going to reflect in your outer world. So start working on yourself and this healing, and doing the shadow work, and you're going to start seeing your entire life just shift, and it's going to get better and better. Don't be afraid that everything's falling apart right now, and don't be afraid if you end up losing more while on this journey, because just know anything that you lose is going to be replaced by something greater. And it's just funny because I'm actually kind of feeling just a resonance between you and me here. I just want to tell you, I kind of feel like what was done to you, it was really fucked up, and you're not a bad person, and at all. You really aren't. You're not whoever these people think you are. That's not you, and you need to just let that go. Let go of all the guilt and all the shame, and know that you can start over at any moment, and you can redefine yourself, and there's no law, no rule that says you have to be this person the rest of your life, and there's no law, no rule that says you have to hang out with certain people if they're making you feel less than how you are. You can always make a new life and make new friends, no matter how old you are, no matter where you are, and no matter even what you look like. And you can reinvent yourself too. You'd be surprised what some new clothes and a nice haircut and a better attitude will do to attract those ladies. All right, I'm rambling here. This is just a lot of cards, but I really hope that this reading helped you, and I'm looking forward to hearing to see if any of this helps. And I feel like you're gonna be fine. I don't see anything here that's saying disaster, or your future is gonna be a failure, or like you're gonna die miserable and alone. I don't see that at all. I see like your life is, hold on to your seat, because your life is about to definitely take a plot twist, but it's for the better. All right? Peace out.